And done. Just uploaded part 1 of my Tropical Island series. It probably won't get that many views. I mean, the idea of making a summer special is kinda weird and my last video absolutely flopped. It'll probably only get like a few hundred views. How's it going, bros? Today I'm gonna design some monsters for my summer-themed My Singing Monsters Island since it's summer break. The first part of this series absolutely blew up, and I am seriously thankful for all of your support. In the last part, I designed the island itself, called Tropical Island, along with all of its exclusive structures and decorations. In this part, I'm going to be designing the first 4 monsters of the island, the single elementals. They will each embody one of 4 unique elements made for the island: tropical, sweet, aquatic, and coral. Anyways, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Rather than making the designs for the monsters from scratch digitally like I did with Festive Island, I decided to first make a concept design on paper which I would then use as a reference while drawing the final design. For the main single elemental of the island, I decided to design a turtle-like monster with a giant palm tree tail. This monster will make a drum sound by using 2 large fingers behind its legs to hit the tail. I gave this monster a wide beak and beetle horn since I thought they would fit well. Originally, this monster was going to have round eyes, but I instead decided to give them more slanted eyes. I drew the 3 holes on the coconuts as if they were holes. This was before I realized that the 3 holes on coconuts are actually spots and not holes. Now, let's see the finished monster. Meet Tapotortoise, the tropical single elemental. Their name is a combination of the word tap, tapototement, a massaging technique that involves the rhythmic tapping or hitting of the back, and tortoise because of their turtle-like appearance. Careful, that palm tree might not actually be a palm tree, but the sneaky Tapotortoise. This sturdy monster uses its unusual palm tree-like tail as a clever disguise. The dead giveaway when a Tapotortoise is in hiding is if the tree seems to jerk back and forth on its own. This is because the Tapotortoise uses the fingers protruding from its back to rhythmically hit its tree tail. Even despite this, Tapotortoises always win in hide and seek. I decided to make the sweet single elemental a pineapple monster with a hollow, sliced head that had a little beatboxing guy living inside of it. The design of the little beatboxing guy was heavily inspired from the little guy inside of Bon Appetit from the original game, and yes, these 2 monsters are in fact related. Instead of drawing the monster's irises like how I usually draw the rest of the monster, I tried something new and drew them without any outlines, which ended up looking extremely good. The pineapple monster is a vocalist and just sings complete gibberish, stuff like Taga Yaga, Fruta-Tuga, and more. The pineapple monster would have a slight voice changer and would sound slightly similar to Nebula, Dermot, and Droa from the original game. Then there's the small monster. This monster beatboxes and will sometimes come out to duet with the pineapple monster. There's not much to say about the monster as a whole since they're literally just a talking pineapple. Now, let's see the finished monster. Meet Fruta-Tuga, the sweet single elemental. They are named after their vocals. What may appear to be a single monster is actually hiding more than meets the eye. Tuga and its beatboxing companion, Fruta, make quite an iconic duo. Tuga is the large pineapple monster who acts as the duo's vocalist, while Fruta lives inside of Tuga's head and sometimes emerges to assist Tuga's singing by beatboxing along with them. Rumor has it that Fruta has surprisingly nice living quarters inside of the head of Tuga. Whether or not this is true and whether or not the furniture is a part of Tuga's body is unknown. For the aquatic single elemental, I decided to make a water balloon monster. This monster has 6 water balloon heads that are all tied to a water balloon filler sticking out of the ground. Each of the heads has a flat 2D smiley face on them. Originally, the balloons were going to be multicolored, but I didn't like how that looked, so I instead made them all red. This monster is a vocalist with a high-pitched voice that sounds similar to Schmoochel from the original game. Genuinely, there's nothing else to say. I'm not even kidding when I say that the bio is probably longer than the full unedited speed paint. Now, let's see the finished monster. Meet the Balloonbuds, the aquatic single elemental. The Balloonbuds are quite a fascinating monster. In fact, there is much more to the aquatic single elemental than just their high-pitched hum. Their heads are attached to long, thin tubes that sprout out of a nozzle planted in the ground. These tubes go underground, feeding water and nutrients to the round, bulbous heads at the end of each tube. Are you concerned about how extremely fragile and explosive their heads are? Worry not, the Balloonbuds have evolved to regenerate new heads directly out of their tubes when one pops. Now for my favorite monster of the video, the coral single elemental. The coral single elemental isn't actually made of coral. I know. Instead, I made it a seashell monster. This monster has a short, lanky body, similar to Clamble from the original game, and a giant shell mouth with a singular eye sitting on top of the tongue in place of a pearl. They also hold 2 pairs of clams in their hands, which they use as instruments. I added some other, smaller details, such as barnacles growing on this monster's clam head mouth, as well as a shark tooth necklace. When coloring the monster, I made their skin a bluish-purple color, which looked absolutely beautiful. Lastly, for the eye, since it was placed inside of the clam like a pearl, I colored it to actually look like a pearl and gave the iris a pink to blue gradient. Now I'm sure you can see why this was my favorite monster from the video. On a somewhat related note, did you know that real-world scallops have eyes? Not 1, or 2, or even 8, but 200. Also, they can fly underwater. I'm not even kidding. Disturbing fun facts aside, let's see the finished monster. Meet Klak-Klam, the coral single elemental. This monster makes a castanet sound using their mouth and the clams that they hold. The Klak-Klam is an ancient relative of the Clamble of the natural islands. The Klak-Klam is a dedicated collector of anything that washes up on the shores of Tropical Island and likes to dig up seashells from in the sand and use them as new instruments. When one breaks from being played too much, the Klak-Klam will immediately search the sand for a brand new pair. The Klak-Klam isn't very social about their hobby, however, and when stressed, they are known to awkwardly clam up. And that is it for today's video. In the next part, I'm going to be designing the double elemental monsters, so stay tuned for that. Like I said in the beginning, the last video absolutely exploded in popularity, and this one probably will too. So again, I am endlessly grateful for all of your support. Anyways, make sure to like and comment so that more people see this video, and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. Enderboy, out. Just keep your feet on the ground and move your head all around. You put your hands in the air and move with the sound to the earthquake.